We have some interesting thoughts coming out of Jets camp, and of course, they all surround that man, Aaron Rodgers. It was head coach Robert Saleh who talked about the potential for Rodgers to play in preseason games. So he played a little bit last preseason. Do you think he should get time in the preseason?
No, I'm good with it. You know, there's a difference between a guy with 20 years experience and 4 MVPs, especially coming off the torn Achilles, where I don't need him to be on the field, especially for the first. So I think he's right. Now, if you want to have him on the field for a series in Week 3 against the Giants, which is that game that he played in last year, if I remember correctly, just to kind of get whatever cobwebs there might be off, I'm good with that. But it's not like a rookie quarterback who you need to get as many possible reps with, the bullets flying as possible so he can get accustomed to the speed of the game and, cadences and what a defense looks like. It's hard to replicate everything that you get on Sunday, during the week in the summertime. So I don't need to see Aaron Rodgers on the field. I really don't. You give me one series, I don't care if it's 3 plays or 8 plays, just so we can see it against another team, great. But I think Robert Saleh's right in not playing him Week 1 and Week 2.
Yeah, I don't think it matters at all. I don't think he's, like you said, 20 years in the league.
Yeah.
There's nothing he's going to learn new. Maybe to get him used to his teammates, but in terms of getting Aaron Rodgers playing in the preseason going to get him be more prepared for game 1? I don't think so.
Yeah, I got to check, and I apologize for not knowing the answer to this. Last year, and most years, you've lived this, obviously. You scrimmage against another team. You have like 2 or 3 days of practices. It usually gets heated by the last day. And then you run through actually simulated game situations. Like my offense gets 10 plays against your D, flip it, and do the same thing in reverse. So there will be opportunities for him to be out. No one's going to sack him or tackle him. I mean, it's more like touch when it comes to the quarterback in those settings. But they can at least replicate the speed of what's going to happen. But again, what does Aaron Rodgers really need to see in August that he has not seen yet or experienced yet in his career? So I think Robert Saleh's right. I wish, full transparency, we're good friends, but he's terrible at those press conferences.
Why don't you coach him up?
Yeah, I tried to.
You gotta coach him up.
I try to. Stop.
Yeah.
Why?
What is he doing wrong? What is he doing that you don't like?
He's just not, I don't think they prepare him all the time for what the obvious questions are going to be so that he can just give a definitive answer and move on. And I know he's trying to be honest.
Yeah.
And he's trying to build a rapport, continue to build a rapport with the media. And he's not one of these guys that, he really doesn't give you a lot of coach speak. He's not a cliche type guy, other than when he addresses the team. And he gave that dopey speech last year about, the crows on the Eagles' back, which I read on a Sky Mall rock at the airport a couple years ago. But I would prepare him better for those situations so he doesn't come across.
We'll see is not an answer. It's a non-answer.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
My instinct is we'll see.
Yeah, I have a lot of instincts.
Yeah.
None of them are we'll see.
Yeah.
It's either I'm all in or I'm staying away. I only have 2 instincts, really.
Yeah. He needs to say something and then hold on it. You don't have to say something and then keep on further explaining your point. Say no, say yes, and then if they ask the second question, you say, well, that's what don't elaborate. One person who was very brief with words was Bill Belichick.
Sure.
And people hated him, but he never gave anybody any inclination on what he was actually saying.
Coughlin would have some answers, but he just was mad all the time. Now, I'm being told, good job upstairs by Troy, that the Jets will have some joint practices with the Panthers and the Commanders. So you'll see him in those, which is why I don't need to see him.
Are those on TV?
I don't think they televise it unless local cable puts it out there. But we'll have it on Twitter.
Here's what happens is we see the fight footage afterwards. There's always fight footage after them. Why is there always fight footage in the joint practices?
Because you got to take it out on someone. Better to take it out on a dude on a different team than your starting linebacker. But guys get hit. I saw a couple fights yesterday. Guys, listen, you're talking about type A dudes, right? Everyone's got filled with testosterone. It's physical. You got a lot of dudes that are fighting just to be on the team. And then those guys are also trying to make the starting lineup, and it gets heated.
That's competition, absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to take that person's job, and the guy who's in front of you and who's you're playing against, he's making you look bad. You think he's taking money out of your pockets. I can understand why there's fights all the time. Yeah.
And these days, I saw something this year I've not seen a lot prior to this year. Look, you were a different era of wide receiver. You played right before the selfish prima donna. I'm going to celebrate.
I played with T.O.
You did play with T.O.
I played with some guys like that.
Well, then let me say you weren't that
by
guy.
the way.
He was a great wide receiver, yeah.
He's a great dude.
But you're down 24 points, you have a 7-yard catch for a first down, and you're doing all the nonsense, all that stuff.
But see, you're looking at it differently. You got to understand, they've been working out all season.
Yeah.
They've been working, trying to get the ball, and you get the ball, it's like a celebration regardless of the score because you're judged ultimately off of your statistics.
Right.
So, and then especially with fantasy football nowadays.
Yes.
People come up to you and talk to you. Hey, I need more catches.
You screwed me last week.
Exactly. I lost because you didn't catch that ball.
And by the way, now with gambling,
yep.
and the fact you can bet on those props,
exactly,
more in the NBA than football because you're so close to the players, and you guys really can't hear specifically what a dude, in the 500 section is saying. But there are guys that get pissed.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Toomer, one effing catch. I can't pay my mortgage now. Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.